The reason for this, you will be able to verify. So instead of coming to our house, you can now do this in your room, in your bed. That is what is possible. And that is through the effort of SA, EGIS, and the partnership with National. So this is the platform to allow you to validate all building approval. It's very simple. You don't need so much to be able to get this information. So when you go to the platform, you can scroll a little bit this. So now what you just need to do is sign up. To sign up, the next thing is to put, so we verify this building approval in 3 different ways. Now one is if you have the building approval number for that property, you can choose that option. And the next thing is to tell you the status of the approval. Now if you don't have the number, the next thing that you can do is to use the name of the approval. So for example, I'm trying to sell a property and I did not give you any document. You can use my name if you know my name. So you use that as the second option there. And then the last one, if you are dealing with a real estate company, you can use the name of the real estate company. So for trying people here who might buy property tomorrow, this is what you can do to help. Now let's put it into practice.
I can't. This is live stream, YouTube live stream for Lacera. Yeah.
Okay, so my technical team is so you see the process. I think the first one that popped up shows that the building does not have approval number. So what to do we've seen that one. So the next item will show us the one that has the approval number. So those two. But of course, this process is just a token, right? It will be the same thing if you walk into an office to do this. But look at the time that you will spend. Look at that money you will eventually also spend. Which one is better? You just go to the platform and you save yourself the stress. So that's what we are providing for in partnership with EGIS office through Dr. Majide. And of course, Madam Baraka to have made this really work. So for next year, January, please, if you want to rent a house, if you want to buy a house, don't do that. Extend the verifying so that you don't get into trouble.
So, it's Victor, as well. Is how we are. I just want to show you. So, Bakis, where is Bakis? Dr. Bakis, where are you? My voice, the also face, but it's also good to go to our line and see things for good. So I think I've been able to arrange now. Special advisor, please go and join us. And then I decided to do this job for you because I thought you don't know the call. But when you look at what we have connected the electronic physical planning process system, which gives you approval, which allows you to hold planning processes digitally, connected to the house numbers, and connected the house numbers also to verify property online. I think with this, we want to say that we are proud of the work that we have done, and all we want is for you to join us with us to make Lagos continue to rise. Thank you very much.
Everybody see GIS. Everybody see EGIS. Everybody see digitize it. Everybody see register online. No more corruption. No need for agents. Just do it by yourself. Sorry, please necessary. I was in this journal. Someone will please join us. Jam together for you. And the PXC, the permanent secretary, please join us. Perhaps secretary is not here. Is not here? No. All right. So with Lasera, it's nice and easy. You can do it from the comfort of your home. No need to be getting up to go to another every day on your device. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sir Dr. Olajide Babatunde SA2, the governor on EGIS. Thank you for the work that you are doing. So everybody can scan that. Sir, so you are saying that if somebody wants to know the address of my house, sir, are you saying that if they scan the address of my house, it will go online? What if I don't want to know where I live? Oh, they need to get to my house to scan, right? They must know my house to scan. I can tell it is in Ikeja, they're going to Etiosa, and they're going to Agege very soon. So it will take some before they reach Surulere. Surulere is the last of the alphabetical. So I'm always, it's Yaba actually. So Shomolu, Surulere, and Yaba. So I'm not in a hurry. Before they get there, I'll move out. I'll move to, is there any place that starts with letter Z? I'll go to Zambia or Zimbabwe. Alright, that's on the line to know. We're taking it one step further, and very quickly, I'd like to invite the next panel. We're going to be looking at diaspora real estate investments in the left corridor. And the moderator of the panel is Mr. Jermaine Sanwo-Olu, who is the Executive Secretary of the Lagos Office of Diaspora. This put us together for him. All right, thank you. Sit down and invite the panelists. One, two.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I was in the morning. Maybe I'm using maybe afternoon. Maybe I was a long time. Well, my name is PSV, Estate and Valuer, Jermaine Sanwo-Olu, and as he introduced me, I'm the Executive Secretary of the Lagos Office of Diaspora Affairs, which was created by the Diaspora Inclusive Diaspora Friendly Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Thank you, man, for this meeting. It's a very innovative and insightful leader. Why do I say so? The diaspora a critical stakeholder, a major stakeholder in the development of Lagos State. Not just in the housing sector, but in all the sectors. I will say the best for the last. In the health sector, we saw the diaspora coming with Professor Akin Abayomi, the diaspora by excellence, who helped us navigate through COVID. We've also seen the diaspora's influence in our deputy governors spending over 20 years in the United States. Helping the tech industry, the construction industry. Dr. Abdul Hamza is an amazing person on diaspora image. And why I said I was saying the best for the last, in the housing sector, we have someone, the special advisor to the government housing, Honorable Tata. She's also a diaspora who has spent over 20 years in the United Kingdom, London. And she's doing great things transforming the housing space. Can you give the diaspora a round of applause, please? No doubt, the diaspora is not just making it part of the private sector, and also the public sector, also the private sector. I believe the private sector has seen the tip of the iceberg. I'm doing my research, my doctoral research, and concluding it. And this panel will form a key informal interview session or part of my research that I'll be gathering. Because I realize that the diaspora has impacted the Lagos real estate scene. And I'm certain diaspora real estate investment in the Lekki corridor, especially looking at Alaba City and also the city of to see how the diasporans are impacted that area. From what I know, when I asked the owner of the MD of Landgate, he told the diasporans contribute close to 50% to their growth and to their development, most of their sales in that area. And I'm sure most of the developers here will also attest to the power of the diaspora. And to go on, having studied this for about 3 years academically and 10 years in the private and public sector so far. But I will move on to the panel that I'm going to discuss it right now. I'm going to be picking 5 important people, starting with one you're familiar with, Dr. Olajide Babatunde,
He is the special advisor on EGIS to the governor of Lagos State. And most importantly, he is also the diaspora of the beach. He was the former SA, PA to President Obasanjo on Nigerians in Diaspora Organization and also the G77, particularly Global South nations. Can you find out those as it comes to faith? I'm telling you, diaspora are changing Lagos. You know that seen it, but now you can see it with your two Guru eyes. The diaspora, sir, or actually, PhD. Give me a round of applause. Secondly, we have Mr. Frank Ochi. He is an ambassador of Acts of Excellence of the National Association of Realtors, NRA, in the United Kingdom, based in Los Angeles. Can you give me a round of applause, please? United States based in Los Angeles, yes, sir. We also have Timmy Stephen Wadinemi. She's the founder of Century 21, the signature service for real estate based in Toronto, Canada. Pardon my introduction if I need to confuse your name. Timmy, give her a round of applause, please. The diaspora also. And we have someone who deals with diaspora, on research basis. Can you please welcome Dr. Roland Ibinoba, is the founder of Houston Housing Company, research and development company, please. Can you round of applause, please? Dr. Roland. I think he will be joining us shortly. While Dr. Roland finds his way here, I'd like to also invite someone who is very, very important in our conversation. Because when we're setting up after diaspora affairs, we have to benchmark for our studies in our sister nation, Ghana. We study the diaspora office, what they do there, and they're doing amazing work. I would like to invite the founder and CEO of Ghana Real Estate Professional Association, Lady Victoria Ose Sampa. Give her a little Sampa. Roland, we can invite someone who won the real estate of the year in NRA United States of America, and also a very, very astute PRC member, Mr. Chengu. Can you give a round of applause, please? You can see that's why they are doing big things. I have a couple of questions that I'll be asking members of this panel as we discuss and look at the diaspora impact or diaspora real estate investment in the Lekki-Egbe corridor. I want you to know that that corridor is the fastest growing corridor in Africa when it comes to real estate development. And my first question, and I would like to ask today, to investigate and look deeper into the issue that pertains to diaspora real estate investment is one, from your experience, what are the major reasons Nigerian diaspora investors choose to invest in Lagos State, particularly within Lekki-Egbe corridor? And Dr. Babatunde, please answer. Okay, I will repeat that. From your experience, excuse me.
Sorry, Mr. Olu, I'm also pleased you're meant to be on the panel as well. Please put your hands together for me. Thank you.
The question is, from your experience, what are the major reasons Nigerian diaspora investors choose to invest in real estate within Lagos State, particularly within the Lekki-Egbe corridor?
I will answer this question by telling a little story, if you don't mind. When I was very young, I found myself working in the office of the president, under the office called NIDO organization and G77, being the poorest 77 nations of the world. And each time President Obasanjo was traveling out of the country, we will go ahead of him just to put the Nigerians in diaspora together. We rent a hall, and immediately after the president's function in any of those countries, what he then did was to meet with the Nigerians in diaspora. And there was one thing that resonated, which is the fact that we want to come back, but we need housing. We have money to invest, in houses for ourselves in Nigeria. And we also have money to invest, to encourage other Nigerians to have quality living. The second thing that I think also resonates with me today is the fact that they were also ready to come back to Nigeria and apply the skills that they have gained, from the different countries that we visited. So one of the major motivating factors for the Nigerians in diaspora to come back to Nigeria and actually invest in housing is because they have only gone on a journey and their intention is to return home. And where do they return to? They need to return to a shelter that is comfortable, that they can call their own. So if we provide the enabling environment, which is you give them the land, you ensure that they also have, they are building approvals, and you have agencies like LASRERA, I think we should give them a round of applause to protect their investments. They are motivated to come back home because no matter how long the journey, when they want to come home.
Thank you very much, John, for that. So in what ways do diaspora real estate investment in Lagos State contribute to economic development of the state? Do you think that help create more opportunities for the state in terms of infrastructure and revenue generation? This is a very, very important question because I believe most times, we have been looking at the diaspora as consumptive remittance providers. Now, how can we transverse into infrastructure development? Who would I transfer that? Should we go to Dr. Frank? And in what ways do diaspora real estate investment in Lagos State contribute to economic development of the state? And do you think that help create more opportunities for the state in terms of infrastructure and revenue generation?
So, diaspora investment in terms of real estate is very important. And whether you're buying homes or you're investing in business, that's to an extent a revenue to Lagos State, whether it's through taxes, service provision, those generate some form of revenue for the government. And it will continue to grow as long as Lagos State government continues to do its own share of responsibility. And I can see that with what you guys are doing with EGIS, because definitely that's going to encourage more investments, and infrastructure, of course, will be part of that development.
Thank you very much for that.
So, Jolene, let me just interrupt you and sort of just provide some numbers. So when you talk about diaspora remittances, right, just like you stated, it's not, the thinking is that it's consumption, okay? But we just recently completed the data, the report, the State of Lagos Housing Market in third edition in June. And what we found out, right, is that about 65% of those remittances go into housing or real estate, like so whether they're buying land, whether it's payment of helping family members for rent, okay, or whether it's just buying a bag of cement or 10 bags of cement, or just fencing a property they bought some 4 years ago. So about 65% of that remittances really goes into housing and infrastructure. I think what needs to happen is for us in the sector to then find the proper channel, and this is where all of the digital technology will come in, to then really create the environment that enables trust for those remittances to get into real estate and infrastructure.
Thank you very much for that insightful contribution. 65%, that's a major contribution to it. If 20 billion they do annually, let's say Lagos gets 10 billion out of the 20 billion nationally, that's close to 6.5 billion naira coming into the real estate space in Lagos. That is major diaspora power. And you're also from Mr. Tinubu.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jimmy, for this kind of opportunity to come to us in diaspora. I just want to add a little thing to what you have said. This year, anyhow, National Action Officers put our data compare people that really bring back home in all African countries and all other countries in Europe. We found out that Nigeria came number 1 in those data. So that means that all the effort of Lagos State and other real estate professionals that are really advocating for come back home and invest, really working. And we thank God that Lagos State has launched the Real Estate Regulatory Board, which gives all the investors outside Nigeria to have confidence that their investment will be on a protected path, and all the professionals that are on board giving the announcement how they can go about their investment in a very procurement way that they can have security on their investment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deni Tinubu. So as we move on, I would like to ask, Madam Tini, what are some of the challenges real estate investors, diaspora real estate investors that are facing when investing in the Lekki-Epe corridor, especially when targeting those diaspora clients?
I'll say the major thing would be distance documentation, being able to verify, and by seeing what Marisa has done with what EGIS has done, it's shown that Lagos now is going into data verification, showing that our clients and our investors can come into Lagos and know that they're not being put into financial fraud, there's transparency. So by doing that, tackling the distance, the documentation, the verification, we're building trust, we're building a new clientele for Lagos.
Thank you very much for that. And we have to be real, because many of the diaspora, they want to invest in Lagos, but this is some of the challenges. They have demolitions, here, there, and everywhere. In some instances, places that are not regulated, or people who get proper planning permissions, that's why the government will come and demolish. It's not technically targeting, it's just based on principles. Now, given the case of property demolition along the Lekki-Epe corridor, what precautionary measures do real estate investors take when developing, and how has the diaspora been able to navigate through all that? Now we have Mr. Olumide. Yes.
I want to second what Timmy said. Real estate development don't happen in a vacuum. Every development is as a result of a strategic planning. And like somebody was saying yesterday, TOD is a very important strategy that needs to be implemented. Transit-oriented development. Wherever development and wherever infrastructure goes, development follows. Real estate appreciates. So along Lekki-Epe corridor, the government needs to fasten the infrastructure. We have Lekki Deep Sea Port. We have the Free Trade Zone. We have Dangote. What are we doing to develop that area? We have almost 100,000 workers in those industries. We need to create affordable housing where people reside. Let people live within their community and work within their community. So those are the things I see that needs to be asked.
Or if you build it, they will come. And not just the Lagosians, but also the diasporans. And I always tell diasporans, the first where the government is going, where you see development, the Dangote refinery, where you see the Alaro city, you know, where you see progress, that's the direction that you should go. And I'd like to segue into the potential opportunities for people who are doing the Lekki access with EGIS. We are working on a diaspora city in that area. And I'd like Dr. Watuli to talk to us about that. But before we get into that, I would like Lady Vicky to share some insights, because Ghana has done this kind of thing before. They have what they call their Safe Diaspora Park. What challenges do they face? How are they able to overcome it? And how can Lagos learn from Accra, from Ghana?
Well, thank you. As we have these conversations, I observe that the two sister countries have similarities, and I will always stress on the fact that we should continue to collaborate, we should continue to learn from each other, because that's the only way that we can grow. And Africa, some time ago, people in the US would say Africa is a country. And I'll say today that I think Africa is becoming a country, because it's one country right now. We have to work together and remove the barriers that we have amongst ourselves. Now, to go straight into the question of between Ghana and how Nigeria is learning from Ghana, and of course we also going to be learning. I was telling Barrister that I think Ghana has to learn from the EPPS system as well as the other agencies that are into integration right now. I'll quote the real estate preamble right now. Under all is the land, okay? We need every building, every home, every city, every economy lies land. So real estate is very important in every economic development. And so when people are traveling, when people are migrating from country to country, the first thing they look for is real estate. Okay, so in Ghana, we saw a lot of diaspora engagement, people coming to Ghana. Of course, we think Ghana is a very small country, we're very hospitable. I would say Nigerians are more go-getters than Ghanaians. And so people feel, oh, the Ghana people, they don't like to talk, so they like to come to Ghana before they come to Nigeria to get the experience. So we started seeing a lot of engagement, people coming to Ghana. They come, stay in Ghana, and then they come to Nigeria. And so the Office of the President decided to support this because they realized there was a lot of money coming from the diasporans. A lot of people have moved outside the country to live in the United States, UK, and all over, bringing a lot of money in. So it was a very good source of economic development, foreign direct investment. And so they established the diaspora office just to give people citizenship, also citizenship to people from, who have the slaves, who have been enslaved. And so the office was officially established to help them with this and also give them incentives to be able to buy property, give them some land, and then give them dual citizenship. This office has been set up since 2019, and there's a lot of people who have been, in fact, as realtors, when people call, the first thing they're asking about, can I buy property? Anybody moving from the United States to Ghana wants to know if they can own the land. They want to know how they can own the land. They want to know how many years they can own the land. And so the diaspora office in Ghana is responsible for helping and giving resources to these diasporans.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. You trying to, okay, sir. And that's very important. We have the Lagos State Real Estate, diaspora real estate there, the Office of Diaspora Affairs. And we classified, if I was here 2 years ago, I spoke about trust being an issue and how developers and individuals to work with the diaspora to get more success. So there's a lot we can learn from Ghana. We're going to round up very soon, but I'll let you, we're going to let everyone give like a minute or two, their final thoughts on that. Before I come to you, Ambassador, I would like to go to Dr. Austin because we are working on some real estate projects at the diaspora of Sony and Bayo. We are working with LSDPC to develop a Badagi diaspora city, in the Masoto area. Also, give us a round of applause, please. Badagi is the home of the diaspora. Over 200 people were taking daily for hundreds of years from that area. So they're giving them back their land. We are also working with LDIC on a diaspora project along the Badagi Expressway too. That is 2 diaspora projects. Give us a round of applause too. And we are also going to be working with EGIS. Can you make that commitment and tell us what kind of partnership we are going to have? Let the world know today.
Thank you very much. So, like I said earlier, I'm responsible for EGIS and urban development. So under urban development, we also have what we call the Lagos State Urban Renewal Agency. So under that agency, we have quite a number of properties in Lagos Island. And we're all aware that Lagos Island is the cradle of the entire state. And you have a lot of people who are from Lagos Island who have Brazilian names. They've come from different places and they still always have their carnivals, within Lagos Island. So myself and Jamel have been speaking, and we thought, just very close to Onola, where we are building a stadium, and then also in the same area, we have like a Lasura guest house, more or less, because we've done about 48 apartments in a building that is like 13 floors. And then we have a piece of land just beside that. And we thought to complement everything, it would be nice to have a diaspora experience center. So this land we are ceding to the Office of Diaspora to build a diaspora experience center where when they go there is a museum of some sort, because there they are going to see different cultures that actually was brought back to Nigeria, so that those things are not missing. We are only identifying them today now by their names, by goals, by the Babushi Martins and a couple of other people. We also want to associate them with the culture that they brought back to Nigeria. You need to see the regalia of those Brazilian dancers who are from Lagos Island. It's beautiful. It's like when you go to the Gas in Lagos Island, it's in the Gas and they put the regalia for they also have regalias. And I think it's a very great thing, for us to be able to work with the diaspora office to create a diaspora experience center within the next 12 months. That's number one. Number two, the Lagos Film City project is a project that is part and parcel of the Teams Plus agenda. Inside of that property, we have like a housing estate, and we also have a center for tourism, now together with the Film City. So the housing estate, which is something that we're doing together with LSDPC, we're also bringing the Office of Diaspora into it, because the Film City itself, is not just about the movie industry, it's also about tourism, and it's also a waterfront. I would feel this is a conducive environment that the diasporas can actually come back and settle. I mean, sometimes when these people come, they don't want to, they want to go to places like Isi Lagos and also come to a place like the diaspora city, so that they have that ambience and that experience that we have outside of the country when we are there. A place where you have all the advantages of the city without the disadvantage. A green city, like we are trying to create over there. So I think I mean, these are 2 beautiful projects, between our office and the Office of Diaspora. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I give you a round of applause, please. And as we said, we are going to be rounding up shortly now. And before we round up, I'd like to go from Mr. Frank down the way to Dr. Ronald. Just give a closing remark. And I look forward to engaging with EGIS on these great projects. Thank you.
Yes, so I wanted to say that one of the things I find challenging in Lagos is the fact that there is a lot of construction going on, including building of condominiums and townhomes. But there is some challenges in terms of that because they don't really have proper homeowners associations, and they don't have covenants, conditions, and restrictions that govern these homeowners association. So it's so chaotic, and I think that Lagos State government needs to improve on condominium laws because the diasporans are used to that kind of living. And I think it will blow up this market if that happens.
I will say structured agreement, standardized agreement, let it be a singular form of agreement. It's not just any random you putting together like certain legislations and bylaws, having that already standardized, having that structured, having just one centralized type of agreement would help realtors in the diaspora to say, okay, we can sell this to our clients, we can bring investors like, hey, they're standardized now, they're centralized now, there is no just random documentation going on. So I feel like that is something that could be improved.
Thank you very much. Standardization of documents.
I think it's fine. Yes, thank you. As a PropTech advocate, I would say that diasporans have a way of looking for property. They're always looking for a verified source, a source that they can trust. Fortunately, in Nigeria, you have the government institutions that are putting together the verified property systems. I personally feel from a marketing point of view, and that's where people look for property. There has to be an integration of a marketing portal or a multiple listing service. I think I talked about that yesterday, because that is what is going to attract them to even look for the property before they see the government portals to go and verify the system. Fortunately, in Ghana, we do have the multiple listing service, and the other layer we have in Ghana is the Realtor.com that we syndicate our MLS to. So our properties are being seen on Realtor.com International, which is a trusted platform managed by the National Association of Realtors. The buyers in the US and all over, I mean, it's international now. So over 10 countries, they trust this system. And so anytime they're looking for property and they Google it, they see Realtor.com, they trust it. So I think I urge Nigerians to also follow suit. Association of Estate Agents, I think they are also partners of the National Association of Realtors. They should follow suit and get their properties on
Thank you very much for that. And I think the Lagos State Real Estate Marketplace, you can add Lagos Homes, LSTPC, Ministry of Housing, all these property generating agencies can have one site or one app to have that and to help the diaspora and also negotiate. But they normally complain, when do you find government property? It's like, need to know.
Thank you very much. Frank Oti talked about home ownership association. Tilo talked about the structure of the institution, and she talked about the selection of the properties. So everything cannot come out without, we have a KPI in the industry, which I will advise Nigeria to do a strategic training for real estate agencies, how they can be able to incorporate their marketing into the determined space. Because you cannot be an MLS identity without you have a certification with Marcella. Marcella have to issue a code number that will enable all the real estate agents in Nigeria or in Lagos to have that input into the system. MLS doesn't work if you don't have that code number. And the code number only can be converted if it's well undergoing, well trained agency. And we have Association of Residents in Nigeria is an bilateral partner with NER. NER cannot accept Association. Do you understand? So NER and AEN have to work together so that NER can come into the case how they can structure the institution. Then the people in diaspora will have more confidence on any property that people listed on either MLS or either Realtor.com or Zillow.com. All those ones are the platform in diaspora focus on market or to sell their property.
Thank you very much. So Lagos very, very much. Mr. Olumide,
I will speak to one important point from my own perspective. A lot of diaspora are not aware of a lot of services. They don't know what is going on now. And believe me, a lot want to invest now, or you cannot invest in something you don't know. And here comes myself, Timmy, Kevin, and Godfather. We're shocked because being raised by to kind of create awareness to people starting from Ontario region in Canada to let them know these are the opportunities back home. If you want to finance, there are provisions for it. If you want to lease, there are provisions for it. Lagos State is doing it. The real estate industry is booming. You are welcome to come back home and do things. So we are working on that. We're going to be setting up a framework for now to get that implemented and bring people on board and let them see what they can do.
fantastic. We'd love to work with you. Thank you very much. Dr. Roland.
Okay, so for me, I think one thing has been clear since yesterday, right? There is a massive role for Las River. None of these things can happen without Las River. That's the truth. As the regulator. So whether you go to, whether you're in Riyadh or you're in Abu Dhabi or you're in Mexico, the regulatory authority is the largest or biggest stakeholder when it comes to real estate. And so with what EGIS and SA Las River and SAGIS have put together in terms of the digital platform, I think this is some sort of advocacy that I'm doing, that let everybody come into the Las River portal. And the truth is, as we enter into January, there will be rewards and there will be sanctions. So I think I just want to encourage everyone, if you are playing in the real estate market, it is time to go to the portal and submit yourself. And don't forget, we're also entering a tax regime from January 1st, 2026 with NTA. So there are a whole lot of incentives that you can benefit. But you need to be able to point that you are doing your transactions under a regulated entity. So your proof of Las River goes a long way. Just like we presented with the building verification platform. There's no reason anybody here should be defrauded. Should be defrauded when you can go to the verification platform and actually check for the building. So again, just to wrap up, it's sort of an advocacy for all of us to begin to think Las River first. Whether you're on the supply side or you're on the demand side. And especially for diasporans, right? If you want to buy any property, you need to come to Las River and check whether this developer is even registered. Because in the first place, why are you doing a transaction with a developer that you cannot confirm that is registered on the Las River portal? Thank you very much.
Fantastic. As we round up now, luckily, Las River is led by Diaspora par excellence. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to us. We look forward to great things. Watch out for the Lagos Diaspora Experience Center in Lagos Island, the real estate, Lagos Diaspora City, opening in Badagry with LSDPC, Lagos Diaspora Villas with LBIC. These are things that will be completed under Gonobajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. Thank you for your time, and God bless you all.
Thank you all very much. So if you're into real estate and you are not registered under Las River, please be a part of it. Las River will protect you in the event that even as an agent, somebody is trying to chance you. It's not only agents that try to frisk buyers or sellers. There are also people who want to bully agents. And if you're part of Las River, be rest assured that its weight behind you. I'd like to invite Madam Essay to come forward for a group photograph. The SSA on Housing, Prince Ayodeji Amadu, ESV, and of course the Chairman, House Committee on Housing, Honorable Adesegun Ege. Please stand in between the panelists for this photograph. The next item will be having Frank Nevis and later Frank Okuti. Both of them will be making a presentation one after the other. Nevis is coming first and Okuti will come afterward. Please move forward. Sorry, please move forward. Please move forward. Please move forward. Please move forward. That's okay. All right, stand in a single file. Everybody say Lasrera. Everybody say Diaspora. Everybody say Register. Everybody say agents. Everybody say go and sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Put your hands together for them. Thank you. All right. So please register and be a part of Lasera. Please be a part of Lasera. It's important. Yes. So I meet a lot of people who say, I'm into real estate. Have you heard that say before? I'm into real estate. Everybody is into real estate. We sell land, we sell this, we sell that. If you are into real estate, you should be a part of Lasera. If you are not in Lasera, then you are not into real estate. All right, Mr. Frank Nevis will come now. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats, or please be seated for the next presentation. Thank you.